Okay, so if you own a car wash in Texas, you really need to listen up because the ground is literally shifting under your feet. There's big money flowing into the state, and it's creating this, well, once-in-a-generation opportunity to sell your business for a life-changing amount of money. But here's the catch. The difference between a good price and a truly great one. It all comes down to a handful of critical factors. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what those are and how you can use them to get the absolute maximum price for your business.
And look, this isn't just some motivational quote. It's the single most important thing to take away from this whole explainer. The owners who actually take the time to prepare their business for a sale, they're the ones walking away with prices that are just way, way above what we've seen historically. But those who don't, they're leaving a significant amount of money on the table. We're talking about the difference between a comfortable retirement and a truly exceptional one.
So, why is all this preparation so important right now? Well, because Texas is in the middle of what you can only call a car wash gold rush. There is this massive wave of consolidation driven by private equity that's just sweeping across the state. This isn't a small trend. It's a fundamental shift in the market that's creating a very unique window of opportunity for owners who are paying attention.
Seriously, forget what you might know about the traditional car wash market. This is a whole new ballgame. We're talking about big money players, private equity firms with really deep pockets. Think Mammoth Holdings, Caliber Car Wash, and they are on an absolute buying spree. They're not just acquiring a business here and there, they're building empires. And this feeding frenzy has created a seller's market unlike anything we have ever seen before. But here's the crucial part. This window of opportunity, it's not going to last forever. With all this cash flooding the market, you're probably asking yourself, okay, so what is my car wash actually worth? To answer that, we have to get inside the heads of these sophisticated buyers. See, they're not just looking at your revenue. They're analyzing your business through a very specific lens. And it all starts with one key metric. The magic number we're talking about is SDE, which stands for Seller's Discretionary Earnings. Now, don't let the fancy name intimidate you. Think of it this way. SDE is the total amount of cash your business puts in your pocket each year. It's not just your profit. It's also your salary and any personal expenses you might run through the business, like your car or your phone. This number is the absolute bedrock of your valuation.
Now here's where things get really interesting. Car washes, they're not like other small businesses. They're a special breed. Thanks to things like recurring revenue models and the intense buyer competition we were just talking about, they sell for what we call a car wash premium. And when I say the difference is staggering, I mean it. Just take a look at this chart. On the left, you've got your typical small business, right? It might sell for 2 to 4 times its SDE. Now look at the bar on the right. That's a Texas car wash. We are seeing multiples from 3.7 all the way up to a mind-boggling 8.2 times SDE. Let me put that in real numbers for you. If your business has an SDE of, say, $100,000, that's the difference between a $400,000 sale and an $800,000 sale. That is the power of the car wash premium.
So how do you get to that top-tier valuation? Well, it's not about luck. It's all about strategy. There are specific, controllable factors. You can think of them as levers that you can pull to dramatically increase what a buyer is willing to pay. And in this next section, we are going to reveal exactly what those levers are. This slide just perfectly captures the two sides of the coin. On the left, you have the value killers, old equipment, low membership numbers, and a business that is completely dependent on you showing up every day. These are all red flags for buyers because they just scream risk. On the right, you have the value creators, modern facilities, documented systems, and a high percentage of recurring revenue from memberships. This is what buyers are willing to pay a premium for because it represents predictability and scalability. I mean, the top operators in Texas are getting 60 to 75% of their revenue from memberships. That is the holy grail for these big institutional buyers. Okay, so now that you know what drives value, let's talk about who you're actually selling to. Because understanding the different types of buyers in the market is just as important as knowing what they're looking for. The type of buyer you attract is going to have a huge impact on your final price and the terms of the deal. As you can see from this table, not all buyers are created equal. You've got your private equity firms, right? The big fish. They're looking for scalable express tunnels with really high earnings. Then you have your independent investors, who are more hands-on operators looking for a single site they can run themselves. And of course, there are the regional operators who are trying to build a dominant presence in key markets like DFW or Houston. The key is to know which type of buyer is the best fit for your business.
We've covered a lot of ground: the market, the valuation, the buyers. Now it's time to put it all together. This is the actionable playbook, the step-by-step guide to preparing your business so it can command that premium price we've been talking about. This is where the rubber meets the road.
And the good news is that this preparation, it's not rocket science. It's a clear 3-step process. First, get your financials in order. Buyers want clean, verifiable numbers, period. Second, optimize your operations. That means boosting those membership numbers and making sure the business can run without you. And finally, you want to de-risk the deal by getting ahead of any potential problems before they have a chance to derail the sale.
You know, selling a business is a really complex process, and it's so easy to make mistakes. But some mistakes are way more costly than others. Things like incomplete financials, trying to hide problems, or rushing to market before you're ready. These can be absolute deal breakers, and they can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The goal here is to just avoid these common pitfalls so you can maximize your final sale price.
So we've seen the incredible potential of the Texas car wash market. The gold rush is on, and the opportunity is right now. The question is, are you ready to find out what your piece of the pie is truly worth? It all starts with getting an accurate, data-driven valuation.
If you are ready to take that next step, you can reach out for a free, completely confidential business valuation. The link is right there in the description. Let's find out what your years of hard work are really worth in this historic market.